Okay, so I know it's a little early, it's only February, but here I am making a pizza rustica or an Easter pie, so I figured I'd do something different. Anyway, let's make this thing. By the way, if I sound really strange, it's because I'm just getting over a cold. Anyway, the first thing that we're going to do is make our dough. It's a pizza dough, I've made this 100 times, but the recipe will be in the description box down below, and it's just a little bit more than what I would normally make. Next, I have some sweet Italian sausage that I'm going to cook up. And the thing about this recipe is that you can actually use any type of meats that you want. I've seen people use pepperoni or salami or gabagool or prosciutto. And this is actually my very first time making this. So I chose to use sweet Italian sausage for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut open the casings and just take the meat out. And I'm going to use that as part of my filling. And I'm just going to cook it on the stove top until it's completely cooked. And make sure you get some of the fat out of there because you don't want that grease in your pizza rustica. Just go ahead and pour that out. And the same thing goes with our ricotta cheese because you want to get all that moisture out of there too. So make sure you drain all the water out. I'm also adding 4 beaten eggs, and I'm going to try to mix that up with a rubber spatula. And then when you realize that that was a bad idea, I'm going to switch to a whisk. So I'm just going to mix that up until it has a light consistency. Almost looks like yogurt. And then I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese, some provolone cheese. I ended up slicing the provolone myself. And then after the provolone, we're going to add our sausage, and then I'm going to add some ham. And then for a little bit more color, I'm going to add some fresh Italian parsley. And then I'm just going to fold that over together. And I'm back with my rubber spatula. Now, as you mix this up, if you decide to add any seasonings, please, 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 please do not add any salt to this. There is so much salt already in the meats and the cheeses that all you need to add is some black pepper. And I'm just going to fold that all together until our filling is done. And the next thing I'm going to do is take a springform pan. This is the same pan that you would use for cheesecake. And I'm just going to grease the sides and the bottom and everything with some olive oil. I know, surprise, surprise. And then I'm going to roll out my pizza dough. And I'm going to take my big thing of dough. I'm going to cut that in half because we're going to have the bottom of our pie. And then we're going to do a design for the top. And I'm just going to roll out my first half. And before I put that into my springform pan, make sure that it's bigger than the pan itself. Just go ahead and slap that in there. And I'm just going to bring this up to the sides as best as I can. Like I said, that's why you want the dough bigger than the pan itself. And once you have everything organized, go ahead and pour in your filling. And it's all going to go in there. And just go ahead and spread it out. Make sure it's nice and flat on top. And then we're going to roll out our other half of the dough. And we're going to make a lattice design. So I'm just going to take my pizza cutter and cut off some pieces here. If it's not perfect and they're not all the same size, don't worry about it. This is going to look beautiful no matter what. And if you've never done a lattice design before, it's pretty easy. It's kind of hard to explain in a video, but if you just do what I'm basically doing right here, you can pretty much get the idea. And if you choose not to go with the lattice design and just want to do something a little bit more simple and easy, you can just take the entire top and just put that over the rest of the pie, but just cut off a piece in the middle, and so that steam can escape. And then once I've got all my edges crimped up, I'm just going to brush this with some olive oil. And this is going to go in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for 45 to 50 minutes. And as you can see, it looks very beautiful. This thing is massive, and it's definitely got some weight to it. But you want this to cool off for at least 2 hours before you serve it. You can either serve it at room temperature, or you can serve it cold. And the reason why a lot of this is missing is because my friend Tom came over, and I gave him half of the pie. So him and his family got to enjoy that. And after taking a bite out of this, I will say it is good, but I want to be brutally honest with you guys. I don't know if I'd make this again. It is big. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of flavors. I think it's too much of a good thing. But I know some Italian families really enjoy this, and they make this as a tradition every year on Good Friday for Easter. And even though half of my family is Italian, we've never made this before. This is completely new to us. But I'm very happy that I was introduced to it. I might make this again in the future, just to experiment with something different. You know, like I said, some recipes had prosciutto in it and salami, and I might use those instead of the sausage and the ham. But other than that, this was a very interesting dish. Alright guys, I hope you all enjoyed this one. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.